What's up with it?
What's up?
What?
Hey.
We back in there like swimwear. Look at that. In the summer.
Y'all see we already starting with that energy. We back season 5. 5 seasons, y'all.
Fifth. Season fifth. Season fifth.
I like the intro. The intro was pretty nice.
Oh, you know.
Hey, y'all already know, you know what I'm saying, with the production, your boy Ken is
Ken got
it up every
I just had to show up and like act cool. That's all I had to do. G-Mo and Ken handled, I had to fly to Texas to make it happen. That's it.
Hey, I appreciate my guy Benji flew out to Texas during the break. We had a good time. We got out in these Dallas streets.
Yeah.
We had some fun. We had a great time, and we did our photo shoot. Turned out amazing. Shout out to G-Mo. Great photography. GR8 photography. Our guy show a lot of times. My guy. But we have some new people joining us today. So as we
got fresh meat on the grill.
Oh, well, I mean, they fresh over here, but they experience, you know what I'm saying, in the game. So I want to introduce everybody, check in with everybody. We're going to start with Patricia. Patricia, how are you doing today?
Y'all see I'm late.
You on time.
I'm on time, but it was the first day back for my daughter, so 7th grader, and I forgot she's in the after school program, and I was like, what time is pickup? And I was like, oh no, ma'am, I gotta get you now. So I was like rushing over there, rushing back, but we're good. It's a good day. She had a great day at school. She happy to be back. She's loves school, so I'm good. Everything was good.
Solid.
Back to school. I remember back to school. Y'all already know we back to school back in the day. We used to have our outfit laid out. You know, your first day.
No, sir.
Yeah, freshly creased. If you didn't have an iron, you put it under the bed.
They try on their clothes before they come in. Should I wear this one or should I wear this one?
Mm-hmm. Yep, she laid out 2 outfits, sent the pictures to her friend. Her and her friend decided this morning which one was the best one, and then
social media. We either had a mirror or that's it, or your uncle told you, boy, don't put that on.
Right.
That's fact. All right, and we got a new young lady on the show, Felicia Banks. We're gonna ask that Felicia Banks let us know how she's feeling today and introduce herself.
Sure.
Felicia Banks. That's the 5th season, 1st episode, and I finally got an invite, but I'm here.
Shots fired.
Listen, it gets busy over around this way. You know, we have to weed ourselves through the people.
That's okay. I'm glad I'm here, but I'm on the East Coast, so I'm all the way in Virginia. Been here since 2008, so I kind of guess I got to say I'm from here now, but I came from the West Coast. Now I'm at the East Coast.
You left the West Coast for the East Coast?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper?
No.
I'm from Arizona, so I don't know. Maybe Texas is cheaper than Arizona, but other than that, I don't think anything's cheaper than Arizona. But yeah, my roots are here. Well, my kids' roots are here, so that's why I gotta stay.
Oh man.
Thanks.
West Coast, throw it up.
West Coast, the best coast.
West Coast.
There you go. Right.
East Coast, the least coast.
Texas the best. 214 Dallas, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be in Houston in October.
That's all I'm talking about.
Looking at these folks.
But Felicia, we glad that you joined us because we definitely want, you know what I'm saying, the woman's perspective with you and Patricia today is very important because women always talk about this topic and we want to hear the truth.
Because we've been through it. We've been through it and through it.
We're gonna talk about it. No host bar. Bring your questions and all that. We're gonna wrap it.
All right, so we got a young man joining us today, Mr. Jody Skywalker. And he's out. Jody, talk to the people. Let them know how you feel. Let them know about you.
Man, first of all, I'm like Felicia, season 5, episode 1, and I've been busting Benji's butt for about 2 months now. My goodness.
Yeah.
Right? But I cut him some slack because he got me some wine, so I cut him some slack. But man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to hang out. I appreciate these two gentlemen for coming on my show a couple of weeks ago, hanging out, coming and hang with your boy. And if you want to follow me, right there in the name at Family Talk LDI. Let's discuss it. That's my podcast group, and I'm over here representing Florida. I can't even say I'm the East Coast because we are our own people down here in Florida, baby.
Oh Lord, we got some East Coasters on here. Listen, we almost done hit every coast, but you know what I'm saying. We ain't got nobody from the north. But
y'all are, hold on, but y'all already know we telling our age because these young folks ain't worried about no East Coast, West Coast. That's us. That's 90s people. People was around in the 90s still talking about what's
be worried about the West Coast because it's beautiful right now. Yeah, if I would go outside and show y'all how nice it is real quick, but
no.
I can't lie though.
It's hot and ugly right now. Don't lie to them.
What?
I was in California last week. And
yes.
The time I was there, it was 84 degrees as the high, and the weather was amazing every single day.
See, Patricia, see, I'm mad at you right now because you were supposed to.
Let me tell you right now, how hot is it? Let's see. Right now,
it ain't hot as it is here. I tell you that.
I'll tell you what.
Too earlier.
What bet that up, Ken? What's your temperature right now?
Oh, right now it's like 83, but earlier today at the height, it was like.
Okay, where y'all at? Jody, Felicia, what's your temperature right now?
It was
I'm 86 and it feels like 91.
Yes, humidity in Florida. Humidity in Texas. Yeah. We got some breeze, Felicia. I mean, Patricia.
Not all Texas. Hold on, because I'm in Dallas. Ain't no humidity.
Right. It's dry heat. That's straight.
It's dry heat, Jack. So when I say it's 100 degrees, it feels every bit of 125. It feels
like Iraq out in that joint, huh?
Hey, God,
listen,
turn that knob to
desert
broil.
Heat and humid heat are two totally different heats. It could be 98 in Virginia. It could be 120 in Arizona, and I would rather be in Arizona at 120.
Big time. That humid heat
is man.
I ain't even fooling with.
And then the people that work outside,
feel for them, right?
Can't do it.
It's all good. All good. West Coast.
All right, so Benji, what's the deal, man? You know what I'm saying? We back another season. How you feeling? You ready for a new season? You ready to get this thing going?
Man, ready to kick it off. Been kind of anxious about it because, we had some new stuff in the works, some new stuff to put out there, some new things to, put together. And so just the aesthetic, you know what I mean? Like putting it all out there, getting the responses back, seeing how people feed into it. But other than that, man, like everything's cool, man. Like legit, new levels, new personalities, new people, new perspectives, all types of new things. So this is a season of adjusting to everything. So, but other than that, I'm Gucci, man. I'm straight. I'm leaving town tonight, though. I'm leaving, so brother got to go fly.
Yeah, see that laugh ought to tell you everything.
It's mischievous. He up to no good.
He ain't up to no good.
No good, girl.
Where you going?
I plead the.
He lying.
Hey, do we have to put the buddy system on you? If I don't hear from you,
you'll see. I'll make sure I post it when I'm at the airport because I'm leaving right after. I make sure, and I'll make sure I tag all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
you see him get out. I need to know where to come get you from, just in case.
You gotta tell one. You gotta let one person know.
I gotta let one person know.
You gotta let somebody know where you are.
Okay, let me see. I got somebody in my phone. I'm gonna let them right now. Y'all good, man. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just messing with y'all, man.
I was about to say this is pretty late.
No, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just messing with y'all. See how y'all jump? See why y'all picking on me? Y'all done jumped on me. I ain't even did nothing.
You lied to us.
I mean, you always all over the place, so I wouldn't put it past you.
I mean, listen, when you're in my shoes, you got to make things happen. You can't sit around and do nothing. Well, yes, you can. because you enjoy that too.
Sometimes that's great.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all know why we're here today to talk
Right.
about this amazing topic, right? So me and Benji were sitting and we thought through some topics, and we were actually talking, and I heard a song. And it was Johnny Gill. It was "Love You the Right Way." I know y'all know that song. And we
Right.
were talking, we were like, you know what? A lot of people want to be loved the right way, but what is that? What does that even mean? So we want to talk about love me the right way. What does that even mean?
Right.
We'll go around and let everybody kind of tell what's your interpretation of when you hear somebody say love me the right way or loving you the right way. What does that mean to you, Patricia? What does loving you the right way mean to you?
It's actually real funny. Me and my friend was talking about this earlier. The love languages. You need to understand what someone's love language is, and you need to love them according to their love language, not yours, because a lot of people give theirs. So you need to learn that, know that, and give that and what it is that they need, and that in doing so, you'll be able to love them properly. It's communicating and figuring that part out, and then finessing that, and making sure you actually really know what they need.
Okay. Okay, that's understandable, and we're gonna get into the details of the love languages. That's
Right.
on my list, definitely. We're gonna break each one down so everybody can understand, because I have conversations with people, and I ain't gonna lie, it be a lot of my brothers, and when I say love languages, they be like, huh? I be
Right.
like, the problem right there. The fact that you don't even know what that is,
That's
there,
the problem.
there's no way you can dictate what the love language is of your lady if you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So definitely got to break that down for people. So Miss Felicia, let's hear it. What does loving you the right way mean to you?
Well, I've had to learn that the love that I give, I'm not going to receive back because it's like top shelf. And I had to learn that really quickly. So for me, to love me is making sure that you're giving me your top tier. Just because it's not the same top tier that I give out, I want it to be your top tier. So I kind of push and, try to get things out, but a lot of it is just the communication piece. If you're not communicating and letting them know, what things that you would like or what things that you expect, you can't. Everybody was brought up differently. Everybody was raised differently. So you're not going to get the same love from, someone over here that you're going to get from over here. But as long as you're giving me your best, that's what something I could work with.
Okay, so I got a question though. Do you think that, with that, with you saying loving and giving you their best, do you think that their best, and anybody can respond to this, is based on what they saw growing up, based on what they saw at the house, based on what they saw from relationships that they've been in or around, based on that?
Absolutely. I mean, it goes with like, you can either, like, I'm gonna take a father son. You can either turn out like your father or you can be the father that you've always wanted. I mean, it really depends on how you was raised.
Right.
So you could see love, and if that love that you seen was anger, holes in walls, throwing stuff in the street, I mean, you can either mirror that or you can change that.
Right.
So, but it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that.
For sure. I agree. I agree.
Okay, Jody, talk to us.
From my perspective, it's loving me in a way where I can see it, I feel it, and something that I can get behind. Because I think one of the biggest things is like young lady up top, Pat said, was you could, if you don't understand somebody's love language, you can love the hell out of them. But if you're not doing it in the way that they see it or feel it, then it's all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, but it's like you also have to understand like who you love it. Because as a dude, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna move off of what's practical and what makes sense. Like a woman, a lot of the times will move off of like emotions and feelings. So if you're not like investing and loving her in a way where she emotionally and mentally feels it and sees it, then to her you ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think just what is like love, what is loving me? Loving me will be a way where I can see it and I can feel it.
Okay.
Okay, we got a good question. We got a good question. I think this goes back to what Felicia was saying. How do you know it's their best? What if their best isn't enough for you?
Then you walk away at that point. If their best is not good enough for you, walk away.
Simple. How you know that best one enough? Motherfucker, I broke up with you.
He said goodbye.
See, like,
he like,
with this, I'm out.
I mean, you got to think like if you can't compromise and understand that is somebody who's giving you their all and you still just aren't feeling it, you have to walk away, because that's not fair to either person. It's not fair to the guy that's trying his hardest, even though it's not the way that you love, but he's trying, and he could be like, I'm doing, like he said, I'm doing all this for nothing because she still ain't happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. One Way Love is a fantasy. It's an old Marvin Gaye song from I Want You. Like, I think people got comfortable with the idea of like this partial type of love because we never really saw, most of us haven't. I know I didn't. I had to glean it from other people's relationships until I got like 19 and came to Cali and saw how my uncle loved my aunt, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing, right? So it's a totally different dynamic. But I'll say this, for most men, I think we value the respect aspect more than we value the love concept. Like we can push the love idea out there to women to love them, but I think you can put all of that on the table and love her. If she don't respect you back, we look at that a little bit different, because for most men, we're taught to provide, care for, protect, all of those type of things. And when you got somebody that while you're producing all of that, they don't respect what you're doing or bringing to the table, for me, that's my biggest turnoff. Because if I'm going to be honest, I'm not really looking for somebody to really love me like that.
But I mean, I mean, as a woman though, like, I'm not going to respect you in a relationship aspect if you're not loving me.
Right.
So I don't see how someone could just not respect someone that's giving them love. I guess I've never been in that situation. Right. So like a man that's giving out so much love and like the woman's feeling it, just be upright, just disrespectful.
They exist.
No, it happens.
I haven't.
Did he raise his hand? Look at the protocol at the bottom, Ken. He raised his hand.
I mean, I read about it, like people post about it on Facebook or on Instagram. They talk about it, and like me being who I am, I'm like, you're lying. Because I just can't imagine somebody like really showing me love and me just outright being disrespectful. Like,
it happens.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it. I've been a part of it.
It happens. It happens.
I witnessed it firsthand. One of my best friends, he went through it with his soon-to-be ex-wife. When I tell you, this man did everything and anything for this chick, and she just totally disrespected him. I mean, completely disrespected him. And it was she disrespected him like emotionally, she disrespected him physically, she disrespected him like every single way. You know what I'm saying? Like he lived, and the sad part about it was, I told him this when like he came to me one day and we were sitting down having a talk. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to be the type of dude that cancels a marriage. But the only reason why your wife keep disrespecting you is because
you allow it.
It's because you allow it.
Right.
She knows that you're a good man, and she knows that you're standing on your Christian faith and you're trying to fight for this marriage. Is the only reason why she keep disrespecting you. Because my boy.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. I've seen it. It makes the gentleman concept. If you're going to be you. But it makes the gentleman concept look somewhat weak in a way when that's just who you are. If that's who you are, to me, it just boils down to liking somebody, two people liking each other, because there's no way you don't disrespect what you like. You don't you like yourself. You don't disrespect yourself. You get what I'm saying? So it boils down to that in a lot of cases. But yeah, I've seen it tons of times where, and vice versa, men and women back and forth, where the respect gets super crazy. And then we equate that to love. So if the police ain't called, if we ain't hitting each other, if we ain't fighting each other, all of that, then you don't love me. And to me, that's just off balance.
That goes back. I think that goes back to like
right.
That's that
childhood trauma
relationship right there. Golly.
Right, and that becomes what we see because it's pushed out there. I don't even believe that type of drama is any type or form of love. Like, I don't believe that, because there's no way you can disrespect a full-grown man or a full-grown woman in that type of way and then say that you love me. I just can't do it. But it's pushed. That narrative is pushed. And if you aren't going through anything in this relationship, it's not battle tested and so and so. Listen, baby, we ain't got to disrespect each other to grow together. It's just that simple to me.
That's what it is right there, and that's toxic. A lot of that fighting and going back and forth. That's the very definition of a toxic relationship, and
right.
that going on. That's never gonna go anywhere. That's gonna be a repetitive cycle.
Yeah, but it just seems like people just kind of glorify it and glamorize it with this social media stuff, you know. And it's
we wake up every day to that Blueface news, something new every day.
Yeah, every day. That poor girl. That poor girl.
What? I go back even further though. You know, for our generation, we saw it glorified in movies,
right?
Like it was played out in a lot of movies. So for us, even though it wasn't necessarily glorified, but we saw it a lot. We saw it a lot of movies, so it was in front of us a lot. So we gleaned from that, and a lot of people took that and said, you know what, because they hadn't seen a great form of what loving somebody looks like, they thought that's what it was. So they just ran with that because they saw it in the movie, they saw it in a rap video, they heard about it, so they surrounded by it, so they're gonna assimilate to that because that's all they know.
There was a study done by Washington University, and it was on relationships, couples, things of that nature, right? And the study came out with this, and it was 87 to like 90% accurate with whenever they sat down and they talked. And it goes like this: the people the couples that respected each other, those couples were able to finish each other's sentences. They were able to communicate and respect each other across the board. Like, I knew what you liked, you knew what I liked. You could finish my sentence because you knew I liked my mustard on all four corners. Like, it was a respect thing. And those couples thrived within a 87 to 90% rating. But the people who were together, the one thing that they noticed that these relationships weren't working is there was literally no respect there. There was nice houses, there was nice cars, there was all of these things there with these couples who were married, but they didn't respect each other. So as a result, those couples end up separating, breaking up, whatever. And then you have this love trauma, so to speak, with the drama out there. So I again, for me personally, you can love a person actually, and they still not reciprocate that back to you. And if you're in that space, more likely it's bound to fail. And from according to this study, which I think everyone should probably check that out and Google it when you have a chance.
Well, I seen somebody post one time, right? And it's like, let's normalize not marrying complete strangers.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people aren't getting to know the person that they marry. It's like y'all probably got good chemistry off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably got the same mindset. Y'all got the same goals. But like, you have to kind of understand, like this is a person that you want to kind of spend the rest of your life with. And I'm a firm believer in like doing your research, because it's like you don't know somebody until you seen them at their best. You don't know them until you see them at your worst. You don't know them when you see them at their high. You don't know them until you see them at their low. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I haven't been to a wedding with you. I haven't been to a funeral with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this person's going to act when they do lose somebody that's really close to them. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, we all got to go through a loss of a parent or a grandparent or somebody that's super close to us. And until you've seen how a person reacts to that, I don't see how you can honestly be like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, because you don't know if that's going to break them or not. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are marrying people that they only know like 1 or 2 seasons and not all 4 of their life. And so what happens is eventually, guess what? I don't really know you. Now I don't like the person you are. And the first thing that goes is the like. Next thing after that is the respect. So for the people that don't respect each other, it all boils down to, I really just don't like you as a person.
Right. You can
I
be
mean,
totally dirty. Yes.
also, like in my case, like you could be with somebody for a really long time and you could know them and know that they're not the marriage material, but you go ahead and do it anyway because you think that they're going to change.
Right.
And it doesn't happen. I was married for I was in a relationship for 8 years. There wasn't nothing you could tell me that would be like, oh my God, he did that. Like I would already expect that from him. We decided to get married 8 years later and got divorced 6 months later.
Wow.
Sometimes it just
doesn't work. Right.
But I see. So, and the main thing that I hear in there was change.
Right.
Show you who they are.
Right.
Leave them. Stop thinking that you could change somebody. When if somebody's gonna change or somebody's gonna be something different, they're gonna do it because they want to, and they're gonna do that on their own. It ain't got nothing to do with you, marriage, or nothing else. And this is just speaking in general. And another thing is you're Jody talking about vetting somebody and taking the time to get to know somebody through all 4 seasons and ups and downs and highs and lows. That's true. That's a fact. Everybody's trying to beat the clock and showcase for social media. They want to be able to put these videos out and do this and do that and show the world. And it's like, but you don't know who this man or woman really truly is. And then you get slapped in the face down the line when they done this, and that, and now you shook or you can't believe this happened. And it's like, well, you didn't know this person in the first place. So I'm a firm believer in getting to know the person. Like, absolutely.
I would agree. I totally agree with that.
But to double back on what she said, my bad, Ken. Double back on what she said. It's social media is that pressure, because you got a lot of people, right? You got a lot of people, and not to single them out, but you got a lot of women out there itching to push that marriage clock before 30. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of women out there pushing that marriage clock before 30. And I'm a firm believer that we don't even know yourself as a person till you hit about 33, 34.
You haven't even grown up.
Hey, I look at myself.
I'm still learning myself. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I learned like coffee. I would never
evaluation. I do 5-year evaluations. I'm 34 now. I'll be 35 in December. When I hit 35, I am going to take a look back at myself when I'm 30 and like, what did you learn in the last 5 years? You have to do those self-evaluations.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying? So what she said is 1,000% true. There's a lot of people out there that are racing this clock to be social media couples, and a lot of women that are pushing that marriage thing before 30. And it's just like, girl, stop it. If that man ain't thought about marrying you before 30, he ain't gonna think about marrying you at 33. Stop it.
I got a question though. I was reading this thing, and it's for the guys. I was reading this thing, and it said a man knows in 6 months whether he could see himself marrying you or not. It don't take 6, 7, 8 years.
What happens though is in that respect is because we know most men, men know when they meet a solid girl. They know it. But here's the thing. People are not so inclined to change or to adjust. I can like you and feel like you're wifey material, but if you don't feel the same way about me, then it changed the whole dynamic. Because guys, you got to understand, years ago, marriage was the thing. Like if you was married, you got married, you found your boo, you found your girl. That was the thing. But nowadays, you trying to make sure you don't just get somebody wanting the title and wanting that job. I've been married before, and I can tell you, being in it for 13 years, like people change, man. Like they will flip out on you. They will turn into a whole new person on you, and you got to make up in your mind, like, yo, do I want to deal with this for another 30, 40 years? Or whatever, however long we're going to live. And that concept now enters the mind. I can love you, but if you don't respect me back enough to adjust, even in your crazy time, because in your crazy time, you still should have respect for people who love you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk to your mama any kind of way. You know you love your mama. Your mama been there. Da 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 da. If you got a dude that's been providing, taking care of you, doing all of that, you don't disrespect people who actually love you. You hold your tongue. You fight back certain things, and to me, like in today's time, you just don't know. You can pick up something and you just don't know what it is. So guys, we really are hesitant nowadays because of that. We might like you to a T and feel like you're the wife. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't hesitate to put a ring on the finger, but it's crazy out here right now. So you got to be more, less reactionary in a lot of cases.
So when
Well, hold on.
realize, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say what people have to realize too is in relationships, people will change, and it's inevitable. They're going to change, right? So you have to go into it knowing that as you get older. I think people have this misconception of the person you marry at say 35, at 45, they're gonna be the same person, and they're not. Life experiences will change you, so there will be some change. So that's why I tell people all the time that is the most important thing aspect to loving people the right way. Well, one of the most foundational things is the friendship piece of it. Before you even get to the love, the deep love part, like you got to have a friendship. That low key got to be your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be days where y'all don't really like each other. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got a friendship. So y'all friendship will salvage, you know what I'm saying, and save that love piece of it, because that's that foundation. Sometimes the wind gonna blow hard, it's gonna knock pieces off of it, but you know what? That foundation's strong, so you can rebuild off of that. So one of the main things that people overlook is that friendship piece, because they go to banging backs out. You know what I'm saying? And
they go to 0 to 100 so quick.
Yeah, they go to focus on that. And that's their foundation, and that's a flimsy foundation, because once them gas station pills start working and things ain't going the way they was going at first, like then your expectations is you know what I'm saying, is shaky, because that's what you built it on.
Did he say gas station pills?
Take them gas station pills too regularly, your body be like, nah, we ain't working no more.
Hey, but that's some people's love language, right? Some people's love language are particular things, right? So I know we'll get into that aspect of it, but what happens when that which you provide as your love language stops, or it dissipates, or it's no longer there, or that person can't perform anymore like they used to?
It's gonna change though, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be changes. People love language will change,
right?
It can change. So you just have to be paying attention and aware of that. But before we go deep on that, it was one question. Let me look through these comments. That was really good, and it was kind of back to what Felicia was saying earlier. I think it was. It's saying, do you love someone the way they want to be loved, even if it's uncomfortable for you?
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to love.
You're supposed to, but why would you?
They want. Yeah, you can't give them.
I would want more things to be more natural. I don't want to be forced, you know, to do something or to love somebody. Like, oh, then you kind of get into where you're walking on eggshells. Like, oh, I got to do this today because, you know, XYZ. Like, I would rather it just be a natural thing. I mean, just because you're really attracted to somebody and you want a relationship to work so bad, sometimes it's just not going to work because you guys can't love each other the right way. It's just not going to work.
I agree.
My thing is, if you have to force yourself or, you know, walk on eggshells, or, oh my God, I need to do this real quick because I don't want him mad, or I don't want her going off, or let me go buy this for her because she like gifts or whatever. Like, if you're doing all of that and you really not being yourself and you've lost your sense of self, because I'm big on that, don't lose yourself for somebody else, because that you're not even who they want to be, who they want either. You're lying to them because you're not being real. And then it's all going to fail no matter what anyway. So if you've lost yourself and you find yourself doing something that you are not even into anymore, you got to go. Like, so somebody that's for you and it's not them.
So no Ike and Tina, huh? You going to sing stop singing the song, anime?
I want to give a shout out to our guy Uncle Dolly, and he has a quote that says, "You're not gonna break me fixing you."
Right.
That is a quote.
That
Right.
was a quote, and I think that's slept on by a lot of people. Is you can't go out on the limb doing stuff for other people if it's uncomfortable for you, because eventually that's gonna play out, and then it's all gonna crumble. So, in my estimation, when it comes to that, it has to be something that you're comfortable with, as well as them. It has to be both comfortable on both sides, because if not,
You
it's
have
gonna.
to want to do it, not
Right.
feel forced to do it.
Right.
That's right.
Willingly do so.
So does love not go overboard, or what are we
My
talking
stuff
about?
goes overboard. I mean, I
Does
think
love,
too many
okay,
things
because I know
simmering.
everybody has this concept and it sounds good on paper, but what is the true meaning of love? Does it go overboard? Because if we take a deeper look, it's not as selfish as a lot of us have made it out to be.
No,
It's this thing where it reaches past all of your hurt and all of your problems. Is that correct? Anybody think different?
hold on, but love, people have to understand, love is the direct opposite of selfish. It's selfless.
Right,
That's real love. Love is going to require you to do some things that go above and beyond. There's some things that go outside of your normal realm, or some things
Right.
that might make you uncomfortable. But
right,
it doesn't mean that you lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do those things,
right.
because you got some things, right, that your significant other, your girl, might want to do, that you're really not into poetry, but she loves poetry.
So
But
you
you
got
just you take one for the team, and you go to poetry night a couple of times, and you know what happens? Sometimes you go to poetry night a couple of times, and you're like, dang,
I actually like
dope.
these.
That's actually kind of dope. So see,
Something new.
you know what I'm saying? You have to make those sacrifices, but sometimes those sacrifices really pay off. So you have to be willing to give and take a little bit. But
It's a give and
don't
take.
yeah, but don't do it 10 times and you really not feeling it no time. You just gotta be honest, say, babe,
Like, I ain't really feeling this.
Like,
that,
look, what
that
else
ain't
do you
me.
like?
Also, let's be real.
Drinking water or something.
Yeah, when you make those sacrifices, you also need to be recognized for those sacrifices. So every once in a while, that person needs to look at you and be like, "Hey, I know you're not really into poetry, but I appreciate you genuinely for coming with me and spending time with me." People don't understand just that little recognition means
Respect.
so
Respect.
means
If that's
so
your
much.
love language, though,
I think what Jody's saying is
sometimes
correct,
affirmations don't matter.
but I think you can't expect it. I think as a person you can't expect it, but it's welcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
Yeah.
welcome it, but you can't go into the situation doing it with, you know what I'm saying, the intentions of this person is going to reciprocate by saying, "Hey, thank you for coming," or "I know this is a sacrifice for you," because then we start getting into more of, okay, what we feel, instead of doing the
And
selfless.
that's where the selfishness comes in there. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
Well, you
boastful.
selfish, Jody.
Love
I'm
does
just playing.
not
I'm just
brag
playing.
about what it does. Love does it naturally. It does not brag about what it does. So then you put yourself in a position of your so-called love being evil spoken of, because it's like this. If you gotta tell me you love me without showing me, we got an issue there. And every time you do something for me, you say I'm doing it out of love, but like you're making it like this big, huge problem, this big deal. I'm more susceptible to be like, well, you can keep your love, because if you're gonna talk about it all the time and it's all you supposed to be doing this for me because you love me, right? So I mean, I'm trying to walk a fine line here, because I don't want it if you don't throw it in my face all the time.
What if you meet the woman in your dreams and she living a sober life and she don't she don't want to be around alcohol?
Ugh.
Hold on, we gotta get rid of the wine. Hold
Hey,
on.
what if she said? What if she living a
God
sober
ain't
life?
selfish like that. God, see,
Hey, we
God ain't
don't
gonna
have wine in the house.
do that to you.
She definitely ain't gonna be the woman of
out
his
with
dreams.
Tommy and
Then
come on back.
Listen, man, listen. She gotta like to drink ever so often. Okay, this is God. Thank you. She,
It's just sometimes there's certain things that you know are that you're not gonna just give up on and say, okay, these are things that I must have. She has to like to go out, or she has to like sports, or vice versa with men. You know, regardless, there's certain things that you know you have to have in there. If you know you
right.
gotta have those things, you're not gonna take Samantha over here that can't drink no liquor. She need water only in the house.
Like you can't sip no wine. Your religion
You're not
requires.
gonna do that to yourself.
Hey, no, hey, Benji, she go roll up on you, be like, I like Stella Rose.
See. First off, she gonna get kicked out my house.
I
Just
love
telling you
Stella
straight.
Rose.
Okay.
Oh,
Hold on. Time out. We're not gonna have that
Benji,
conversation
you in
tonight.
box.
We're not gonna have that conversation tonight because Benji goes left field when you.
directorship king, cause oh man. Okay, we're not gonna go there. But listen, Jody, I understand this part. If I know anything about like kind of the whole concept, I will say that even in that aspect, I think there's ways, if it's legit, if you believe that this girl or this guy is made for you, I think it naturally comes that you compromise a bit.
Yeah, of course.
This concept that we shouldn't compromise our values, we shouldn't this, we shouldn't that. I mean, that to me stems from a lot of hurt and a lot of selfishness. Because I ultimately think no matter what, you're dealing with humans. Like you're not dealing with robots. If like people are going to adjust, people are going to shift, people are going to have different ideas. I don't want somebody that just thinks like me.
You don't want
Like
to know
that's
that.
boring. Like I know me. I'm cool chilling on the couch. I like to get out, but the idea and the concept is that if somebody's coming together, you're going to have to adjust a little bit to what they like. And I think that kind of shows that you're not this selfish, self-centered, all about my love language type of person. And that to me speaks volumes because if you can help me grow, I mean, that ultimately is what matters to me in the long run.
My
Yeah.
thing is, and that is true and correct in what you're saying. And if you're going to compromise and change something, do so. But I think be real with yourself. If
Right.
you're going to make this sacrifice, are you going to care or miss it or be upset with yourself or feel like
Regret it. Right.
you're going to regret it in any way down
Right.
the line? Because if so, then you're not being real and it's going to crumble still too.
Right.
So ask yourself, can I really go without this for the rest of my life?
Right.
Like,
Listen, we can't. I was gonna say something explicit there, but we'll leave that out.
Hey, put
We
it
put out certain things in our lives. We human.
in the private chat.
look, just-
Put it in the private chat. Hey,
I'm just saying,
listen,
certain things you just can't do. Okay, certain things I won't compromise on. Right? Like there's certain things. Me, I don't express myself a lot, but when I do express myself, I don't want you to make me feel like I'm like being inconsiderate, crazy, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like I think as men, sometimes we don't always express ourselves. That's why podcasts and stuff like that are becoming like the thing. Men are becoming more expressive, and I think that's cool. But
great.
a lot of the times when men are expressing themselves, they're expressing themselves from their hearts. Women look at that like, oh, he's a punk, like he's this, he's that. So then you get the whole backlash or the whatever, and that to me makes a difference for me.
I think
Like,
that's the woman
I can express myself to you, and we can chat and we can talk. That's dope for me.
but I had
that's
a
the woman that
concept.
needs to grow herself.
Yeah,
If
that,
she
I had a,
if she does that when he's expressing himself and being open and communicate. Because what do women that say, talk to me, you don't tell me nothing, you don't tell me how you feel. So if he's doing it, you're gonna tell him he's a punk? Girl, bye.
yeah. See, we had a conversation, right? And we had about something. Another subject that I'm putting on my podcast one day is the number one like killer of good men. And somebody says that the number one killer of good men are ungrateful women. And I was like, I want to disagree. I think the number one killer of good men are immature women. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of women, right? And hear me when I say this, right? There are a lot of grown ass boss women that are immature as hell. Understand that. When I say immature, I'm not talking about just age. I'm talking about you got a lot of women in their mid 30s and 40s that have a
Messy.
childish mindset.
I agree.
You have a lot of those women. And so those are the type of women that sit there and get you to that point where it's like, I can't express myself because you're looked at as weak. But also you have a lot of women that put you in this box. And this shit is something that us dudes go through very real. It's the reason why we're so quiet and we don't express ourselves, because when we've tried to express ourselves in the past to these immature women, we've we've been attacked and punished, right? And a lot of women don't understand they're punishing men. When you act like a complete bitch to your dude for 2-3 days because he said something you don't like, that's punishing him. And so what happens is he understands I want peace in this house, so I don't say anything anymore because you're too immature to hold the mirror up and hold yourself accountable for what this man is saying. Because a lot of women want men to talk until he starts telling you what's wrong with your ass.
Accountability.
Shut up.
That's a lift your hands moment. But that's gotta be on the
Okay. I like that though. Accountability is big. And I'm not even gonna lie, not me, but a lot of women are a lot of women don't
real quick. A lot of women, not this one.
She be flexing with
out there, they don't hold themselves accountable, and so when you're getting your cards is getting pulled or whatever, they love to tell you about a real man and how a real man ain't this and a real man ain't that. But when you say, okay,
how you know what a real man is, you ain't even have a daddy in your life, girl, shut up.
I posed this question to a friend of mine, and because I've learned over time that people have not had a lot. Some people have not been loved properly. I asked a close friend of mine who's very well off, and I like, do you even know? I posed the same question. Do you know how to be loved? And she's like, I've never been loved properly, so I don't even know. But they throw these demands out there and have never experienced it. So I asked a friend of mine, I was like, yo, like, have you ever been taken care of completely by a man? And she was like, no, I never have. And I was like, well, how do you know how you'll react when that does happen? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, and I'm finding out that a lot of people, they're pushing their demands out there, these concepts that they aren't 100% factual about. So if you actually got a man that took care of you, treated you well, would you act like a spoiled brat and run this dude off? They don't know because they've never experienced it. They never went through that phase. And I'm finding that out to be very true. Well, so a lot of these conversations and a lot of these topics that people are throwing out there, they're experimental to them because they've never been loved by mom or dad. Some of us grew up, if it wasn't for my family coming to get me or my brother looking out for me, man, you talk about drastic, I'd probably be one of the coldest dudes you've ever met. But because I've met people who actually loved me in a proper way, I know how to reciprocate that back to anybody I come in contact with. And it surprises them a lot of times because they think I'm being super generous to get something from them. And I'm like, I don't want nothing from you. This is just me being a giver to you. And it shocks them because they've never been at that space with someone. And to me, even when we pose this question on social media, you look at the comments, a lot of these women have not experienced that, but they got a lot to say about the negative aspects of it. And men also as well. So
that's what I was going to say. Like, you have these women out here that have never been loved the right way or XYZ, but yet they're quick to try to give advice on how a relationship should be or they want all these stipulations in a man, but they don't even know what to do when they get that. It's just that their guard is so high up, they wouldn't even know how to react to that.
I agree.
If he's giving me that, I'm a cook, I'm a clean, and I'm a do.
Felicia, I got a question.
Like that's yes. What is that?
That's basic, to be honest, in today.
Exactly.
You say that, right? You say that, right? Now, you have a lot of women that ask for these top tier men, right? But my question to them is, are you worth the effort that top tier man is going to put into you? Because you might get a man who can give you that. But what are you giving him to give you that? Because I see a lot of women, right? I seen this thing on Facebook. Like this dude, he got in a helicopter. He laid out this girl's favorite flowers. He brought her down in a helicopter and he proposed to her, right? And a lot of women were like, I can't wait to find a man like that. Where is my man like that? But my question in the thing was, are you being the type of woman that's going to make a man do that? Because you got a lot of women out there that want these top tier men, but it's like, are you a top tier woman?
I
Are
think
you
women think, oh, I got, I got my own house, I got a good paying job, I got a fat ass, and I got a pretty face, so I deserve, this man up here to do all this stuff for me and shower me and do all this stuff, but like that's so superficial minded. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
okay?
Like it's just not gonna work if that's what you're thinking is gonna attract a top tier man.
And
I
Like
don't know because these Negroes, I almost.
Listen,
got a house.
if
and a
I
job.
if I
Okay,
see
good
hey,
job.
somebody
bitch,
I
I
can
was just saying,
build
I was just saying, these dudes
I
out
can
here.
build
Lori Harvey got all that, and I wouldn't touch that
I'm trying to hold my tongue. It's the
Hold
first.
on, hold on. But all those things you named, that's basic stuff.
That's what
basic.
I'm saying.
Right.
Basic.
That's a starter kit. That's a starter kit, right?
Yeah,
I
Like,
mean, but you
I gotta
said
get behind the
starter kit.
veil.
Because
I gotta
you
get
said
behind
a
the veil.
starter kit. So you can't be with a woman that don't got her own. Like you can't, maybe you see other aspects like, okay, she might be worth building something with. Like she has to have a starter kit and have,
well,
her own place, or has to, what if she got a roommate, or
well,
she only makes, XYZ amount of money. Like
I'll take a roommate right now.
well,
Rent
here's the
it.
thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like you as from a guy standpoint, especially if you are a guy and you got a great career and you doing things and you maneuvering on your own and you're looking for somebody to build something with. I don't think she necessarily has to have all this other stuff, but she has to be somebody who is not superficial and somebody who you can see yourself building something with. Now,
Right.
if you a guy and you know what you want out of life, and it would be smart for you to not gravitate to somebody who has absolutely nothing,
Right.
Bum ass arm candy.
Yeah, because my thing is, if she doesn't have anything and you're her everything, then she's gonna become whatever you want her to be in order to maintain that spot a lot of times, and it's not gonna be genuine because it's a job for her, right? It's
Right.
not love, it's a job.
I got that. Because
Yeah,
now you're her survival. So now,
fact.
Right.
yeah.
And
When
she's
people-
she's a robot.
After a while, that becomes
People are living out of that and they trying to survive, they'll do some dirty stuff in order to make sure that they maintain that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Survival is deadly.
so you
But
putting
also-
yourself in a bad spot.
I would
After that, resentment too now, because later on down the road, you know what I'm saying, it's like the moment you don't do something right, and all of a sudden, well, all I do is live my life for you, and here comes the resentment, and then boom, here comes the disrespect.
exactly. And I'm share a transparent moment because I was in that situation before where you're doing everything possible, right? And you're in this moment and you're expecting the person that you are with to help you carry this load. Well, when they reject it because you've been doing it for them for so long, then they like, I don't want to do that. 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 Then it becomes like, then your eyes start to open like, I created a monster.
Yeah, and that's
And
what I'm
if you, right, that's what Kim was saying. Go ahead, Kim.
you can't do that. You can't set a lady up and start that lifestyle for her and get
Right.
her used to that and then snatch the rug off from under her. Like y'all need to have that conversation up front, because if your expectation is for her to eventually do these things, then I think that needs to be articulated from the guy, because
Right.
you don't want her to start this lifestyle and then y'all together and maybe y'all get married and then y'all have kids and the kids getting older. Now you're like, okay, well, we got kids, we got mouths to feed. The money ain't what it was before because now, you have more expenses. So, you asked her to get a job. That wasn't in the job description.
I ain't doing that. And that to me is where likability comes in at respect. Like if I respect you enough, if I see you going through something, I should respect you enough. It's no different than mom, dad, whoever you around that loves you. If you see somebody you're around going through, dealing with something, and you can actually help the person you say you love, and you don't, that is a clear sign like that person is all talk. They're selling wolf tickets. They don't really love you like they say they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me circle back and go back to, let's talk about the love languages a little bit, because I think we need to spend a decent amount of time on this, because I think this is the most important piece. As everybody has been saying, you know,
Right.
you want people to know what it takes to love you the right way, and loving you the right way, and even knowing what you need as a person is understanding the love languages, understanding what makes you happy, understanding what makes you feel the love.
Right.
Because all too often we've seen the gifts. Now, gifts is on here. It's the top five. Okay, the five love languages. Let me tell you what they are.
Right.
Word,
I went to that conference, by the way, years ago. I remember.
word, words of affirmation, right? Acts of service,
Mhm.
gifts, quality time, physical touch. Okay, so gifts is the main one that everybody knows.
Everybody thinks that's theirs.
You feel like everybody should be able to, you should be able to buy somebody something and they feel like, okay, well, I bought you this, it's expensive, you need to accept it, and you should be happy because I bought you this. When you bought her this expensive thing, and all she wanted was a hug. All she
Yeah.
wanted was, to be told she looks good today. All she wanted was to be, woke up in the morning and say, "Hey, baby, you look beautiful today." Like that goes a long way for some women. And other women, you tell them that, and you're like, "Oh, she don't never say nothing when I tell her she look good," because that ain't her love language. She ain't worried about that. She wants
I ain't worried about you telling me I'm handsome. I already know that. I don't want to hear that.
Oh Lord.
this guy, this guy. But yeah, but okay, let's go with the love languages, and people have to understand, like words of affirmation. You know what I'm saying? So somebody want to elaborate on words of affirmation. If y'all know what that is, go ahead, Patricia.
It's my love language.
Okay, so boom, there we go.
So like you said, tell me I'm beautiful today. I know it, but that's not the point. I'm gonna say that because I'm great. You gotta be your own. You gotta love yourself. You gotta be
Right?
confident. I don't need you to tell me that you love me so that I can know that I'm loved in the world or that I'm beautiful. Because if you don't tell me, then I'm ugly. Like no, I just need this from you because this is my love language. So for me to hear, oh I miss you, or I love hanging out with you, or I love laying with you, or let's just those words. Yeah, a lot of people will say, but actions speak louder than words. They do. I have the actions, but I still, because that's my love
Want that
language,
affirmation.
like I need to hear it still. I need
Right.
when I'm not with you to just randomly text me and say, "Hey, baby, I miss you. I love your smile. I love it." Like those little things that got my heart all over the damn place. Like,
So let me ask you, let me make sure I clarify. Because so although a person, a man or whatever is showing the action aspect of it, but is less vocal about it, how does that flow? How does that work? Is that like should he obviously he should he show less action? Like how does it work?
that. So continue to show action, but like, you have to just hearing it is I don't know what it is about it because I've even talked to people that say, but he's doing it. And it's like, I know that, but it's still a mind thing. Like it doesn't, I'll know it. I know it. He'll
Like
hug
even
me.
just a simple like, oh, I enjoyed breakfast with you today.
Like, I know you
yeah,
did.
we
We
had
was laughing and
breakfast.
stuff.
It was just me and you, but just that extra touch to be like, oh, I really enjoyed our alone time having breakfast.
Brother
That
got
goes
to be on his
that
Mac.
goes way beyond us having
it really
breakfast
does.
together.
It really does. Like it doesn't. I know we was laughing. I know you had a great time. We had mimosas and other. I know that. I know it, but I still need to hear it.
Yep.
And there's no getting around it. I've tried it. I've tried to be like, girl, he did, and there's no getting around it. Like that's my love language, and I need it.
Right.
From my teaching background, there are different types of learners. If you all are not familiar with that, I ain't gonna go all into the background of it. But there are people who learn by seeing, doing, and people who learn by touching. Right. So when you in the class, every kid in that class is not gonna learn the same, and that's why teaching is such an important part of our society. And they don't get paid enough. I add that, but they have to learn how each child receives that education, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of similar to that. So when you go to each person, they receive love totally different. So you have to spend time learning that person in order to get this information, because guys, you can't just walk up to a woman and be like, first date, so baby, say, so what's your love language? Like, she don't tell you, and y'all can have that conversation, but you still need to be paying attention because roadmap ain't gonna be that easy, bro. Like, she gonna give you the starting point.
I shouldn't have to tell you every time that I need to hear something, every couple of days that's, gonna keep me informed. Like, I shouldn't have to be like, hey,
tell me I'm beautiful.
I mean, Lord have mercy, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. No, Felicia, affirmations, please. Go.
All right. So,
but like she said, it don't gotta be like every single day, but I mean, at least once a week, like say something. Let me know I still got your interest. Like, just let me know.
Feel like you don't.
It's like, who else you talking to that you give your attention to? That's just our mind. That's just the female mind. Like,
we don't jump to that, but
instantly went into some extra. Like, I can't lie, women do.
We don't jump to that. But after so long, like, hey, hello, because I'm vocal about what my love language is. You don't have to guess it. I try to teach, because how can I be mad at something if you don't even know?
Right.
Like, so I try to give you at least the foundation of it, whatever it is for me, and then from there we'll go. And if you, like you said, at the same time as learning someone's love language, so you know how to give it, you also have to figure out how they learn too. Because how can I teach it to you, but you're like a seer or these different ways that you learn it too. So do I need to show it to you so that you can give it to me? Or how is it that I can teach it to you so that you can give me what I need?
So if they don't do it, then what? Do you walk away?
Oh, if you don't get, if that's your love language, we ain't go peace out like she said, watch this. Earlier. Too many people waste their time too, trying to change somebody and make somebody into what it is that they want. If you find yourself sitting here still battling and beating at the same wall, and they're just not getting it, and you didn't have these conversations and communicated, not in a toxic way, like y'all really communicated and y'all really talked about it, then it's time to go.
Right.
I would communicate with white smoke in the driveway. She out of there. So that's the basis of the words of affirmation. You did a great job breaking it down for the people so they can understand that. So the next one on the list is acts of service. So acts of service is really simple, guys. Like, from a guy standpoint, if you're dating a woman and she drives a lot, hey, if you want to buy her a gift and you want to spend some money, don't go buy the gift, because that's not her love language. Go fill her tank up. Make sure her tank is full. Make sure her car is washed.
It's mandatory. You take the credit card, so you ain't got to worry about all that.
Then you get it together. She don't want to take the credit card. She wants you to do it.
Huh? What happened?
She don't want to take the credit card. She wants you to do it.
I'm just messing with you.
Benji ain't got the time to do that.
Right, Benji said, "Here, girl."
All that is so easy, right? If you actually genuinely like it.
Made around this joint.
But here's the thing, right? I had a situation, right, where I was kind of kicking it with this chick, and she worked the night shift. And so, we had got to a point where I was like, she was like, I want you to stay over because I want you to be here when I get home. And so she was like, hey, I noticed that you clean up a lot when I'm not home. I appreciate that you doing me that favor. I once never told her that I wasn't cleaning up for you. My OCD in this bitch acting up. So that's why I made her cleaning up. My OCD acting the hell up. So I made her cleaning up. I wasn't doing it for you, but I took that to the end of that with me. I wasn't gonna tell her that.
I'm glad you never told her.
No, that's dope. That's dope that you did that, because you accidentally stumbled upon her love language, and
right.
Doing something that she wanted. And I'm pretty sure when she got home from her night shift, she gave you that gawk, and you was ready for that. you received that. So you know what I'm saying. So that's
hold on. You mean you put some game on the sheets too, bro? You watch the sheet.
Oh, bro, I'm talking about. I hit it with the Febreze and a dab of fabric softener with the Febreze. I had to wash the car, backed it up in the driveway. And
I smell like game pods. Yeah.
I was such a good dude. I used to take her to work and pick her up. Because just
What
like Kim
happened?
said, huh?
What happened?
Oh, her baby daddy got out of jail.
Time to go.
Jody, my Jody.
See?
Hell.
See?
So you was Jody in real life, huh?
For real, I'm like,
Well, that and then he found out, you know what I'm saying? I was doing all this and he went to talking crazy. I'm
For the life of me, understand, baby daddies do resurface. Trust me, I know. They resurface, and boy, they get extra jealous when they see her with somebody that is actually doing something. But you know, if you know, if she likes him, that's it.
Well, the next one on the list is gifts. That's simple. We already know,
Yeah.
but it's not so simple because you can't just buy stuff. You have to pay attention to that person to know what to buy.
Right.
Because you got guys out here who buying a girl a scent, perfume scent that he bought his last girlfriend because he really liked it, but she don't like rose note. She like citrus. She likes citrus note, right? So you got to know what her fragrance is. I mean, it's an easy thing if you go out on a date with her and you smell it, she's smelling good. Hey, babe, what you got on today? What kind of fragrance is that?
Put a research. Put the
Then
time
you
into it.
then you go and you
check her nightstand. See what she got on there already.
Even if you don't get that, I'm saying, like,
I'm literally going to know everything about you. So
I'm just saying, even on a date, like, get that information on a date. You can go to, the bar at Macy's or whatever, the scent bar, and say, hey, y'all got this fragrance? Hey, man, what kind of notes is in this? So what other fragrances do you have with those same notes?
Right.
Do that type of research and then get her something else that can complement that.
That's exactly how you do it right there, Ken. That's
So I'm just saying, like, it's
that's why you married.
That's probably why he married right now.
I'm just saying, it's a
you
way
don't
to
have to do all that. Just take her favorite, Google it. It'll tell you what's in the notes there. Google what other fragrances have those notes in it, and it'll give you all the different ones.
Hey, the roadmap is out there, fellas. We just y'all just following somebody else's directions. Then you got Google Maps in your hands.
This is easy work. This is easy. Listen, this is easy.
What did Jody say?
I say that one more time. I was taking notes.
Taking notes.
I'm just saying it's easy, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of if you're paying attention,
right?
Detail. And the attention to detail is what most people have a problem with because they're so fixated on themselves and what they're looking for that they're not looking at the small things that could help them, you know what I'm saying, have a better connection with their significant other. And one other thing that's key is, like we talked about a lot earlier, is the communication piece. Women say a lot and dudes don't listen. And women will tell you everything, dude. They tell you everything.
Take them notes, Joe.
Whether you got a frustration or whatever it may be, generally women are expressive. When a woman listens talking, that's when you know you got a problem, right?
Exactly.
Like, generally women are expressive. And this is why I say, the reason I say it's easy is because if you're dealing with people that y'all like each other across the board, generally these issues don't necessarily rise or pop up. If I like you, there's no problem with me getting you your favorite scent, making sure your car has gas in it, making sure you got what you like to eat, stuff like that. And I mean, I tap all those areas in terms of cooking, stuff like that, because I like to cook, right? So those are like things that come natural. You do that for people you actually like. You don't mistreat people who you actually like. These things become hard because I think people are actually out here loving people that don't like them back, and vice versa. And so we have all these issues, people mad, and all these relationship experts, and this and this and this and that. When I found out so and so didn't like me,
go. Throw up the deuces.
Yo.
I cannot express enough. There are so many people in this world.
High heels, shoes, and
emotionally attached to somebody that they relatively wouldn't hang out with. You would not hang out with this chick outside of y'all being in a relationship right now. you genuinely don't like her. So the things that they name, like looking up the scents and looking up like what scents are in this perfume, it is very easy when you genuinely like that person.
But
Absolutely.
you know what? You know what the problem is though? And you said I'm glad you said that. That leads back to what I was saying earlier, because people get on me all the time when we had this conversation, because now, you know, back in the day, it was like, okay, sex on the first date was a taboo thing. Now it's nothing to do that, right? But the only problem with that is you get involved in the physical too early. And sometimes that person is not compatible with you at all, but sexually, everything is clicking. So you judge everything based on that. And then you get attached to somebody physically, and because, you know what I'm saying, they lick in places that nobody else would lick, and you know, doing all this crazy stuff. But like outside of that, y'all don't have a connection. But
it's very true. It's very true. That's why you gotta know, you gotta put people in their proper perspective, in their proper place. Like, I know you're not a wife, so I'm not going to treat you like a wife. I'm not going to do that. You got to know your lane, know your places, know your avenue.
Had that type of restraint though, bro. Because I'm telling you, if the dude ain't never had that gawk, and she put that on him, his mind is gone, dude.
I would agree. I would agree.
Hey, when he came, all the logic went with
it. 3,000 king.
All the logic went with it. Logic went everywhere, and it's gone because now this is what he's stuck in.
Yeah, God, dog it, I'm trying to be nice tonight.
No, don't be listen, because good sex will have you stuck in a bad relationship for years.
A lot of people
will have you stuck for years.
Yeah.
You be ready to leave. I'm talking about, bro. I'm a victim of it. Okay, I'm a victim of it. I'm a victim of the.
You got to hear the 1-800 victim hotline.
Listen, real story. I am a victim of domestic abuse. This girl hit me at least twice, right? And her way was like, he hit me twice. And I'm
You didn't swing back? My bad. I'm sorry.
I was trying to be a good dude, but she hit me, bro. And I was like, I'm done. I'm never going back to that. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, good, bet, I'm done. I'm laying in my bed, and she got me, bro. She got me. She hit me up with a text, and she was like,
"Come on."
And I was like, "You're not sorry. You just having a realization, and you just put your hands on me. Because if I would have did that to you, you would have wanted to call out your brothers." And she hit me back. What time was it? Let me make it up to you and wet you up. I was like this. Hey Benji, I was fighting. And I was like,
you did the right thing. Okay, you did the right thing to pull up, and the only thing you should have did was make it last forever for that one night, and you should have left her alone after that.
And she said, "We'll pull up so we can talk about it in person."
That's the rule. She got you.
You with an out-turner and a female.
But to what Ken said, there's a lot of people that don't understand. Listening is a skill. Facts. Not everybody possesses the skill for listening. Listening is a skill because a lot of people are listening.
Girls don't understand words. Sorry.
They're listening to respond, and you're not listening to comprehend.
That is
absolutely.
That is. I was thinking that same thing earlier when we were talking about that, because I was taught that a long time ago. You have to listen to comprehend, because a lot of people just listen, and especially in a deep conversation, they're just ready to respond. Especially in a heated conversation, they're ready to respond. And that's why a lot of times, if you notice, if you're having a heated conversation with somebody, you could say something and then they'll turn around and repeat the same thing back to you. And you be like, I just said that. That's because they ain't listening. Because they ain't listening to you. They just ready to pop off.
So that's why you got to be around people that y'all mutually respect each other, because you can have a heated conversation. We're not going to the left, and to me that's important. I think men, like I think I said this earlier too. Men, I think we want to be loved, but we realize that's very few and far between. Because if so, every man would probably be married and with somebody that they love, all that type of stuff. But it's few and far between. So I think we settle for the respect factor. If I'm going to do all of these things and be all of these things for you, at least respect the grind, respect the hustle, respect what so and so is bringing to the table. And I think that goes a long way as well. And I think we've gotten to the place where we was like, yo, I'm cool with just the respect aspect, because love can be, I mean, I think a lot of people have made love complicated. I don't think it's that complicated, but I think we have made it a little bit complicated with some of our selfish ways.
There's still women out there that'll love and respect you. I know that the percentage is low,
I agree.
but there's still women out there that'll do both.
I agree. I would agree.
So the next one up on the list is quality time. Quality time is fairly simple,
Right.
But again, you have to figure out what that means to the other person, what they like to do on their quality time. You know what I'm saying? Because we try to make it simple, Netflix and chill. But maybe that's not what she wants to do on her quality time. Maybe she likes playing board games. You know what I'm saying? It sounds dirty, but you have people who like playing board games, who like playing cards. So that's what they deem quality time. So you have to figure out what that quality time is for them.
Right.
And if you're willing to participate in that. Because because I mean, what I'm saying? Maybe she like playing.
I dabble a little bit in the quality time, just a little bit. And mine is I like to go out to eat. I like to go places.
Right.
I think it's also like knowing that someone's gonna, especially someone that's really busy or like maybe works 2 jobs, like something just simple, taking, even if it's 2 hours, of their time just to spend it with you, no matter what you're doing. You could sit on your porch, but at least your phone's away, you're not on social media, you just enjoying that person. It could just be so simple, just knowing that you took that time, even if it is just 2 hours.
Right.
That goes a long way.
Because I've seen too many times, and I always mention this, and that's my friend that just said something down there. I'll be out. Matter of fact, me and her were just at a hookah lounge, and there's this couple sitting across from us. They're both there. They sit on the couch, dressed nice, whatever. Both of them is just the whole time. I'm just watching them like,
right.
Said not one word. He get up, he go to the bathroom, they come back, they both, and then eventually they get up and they leave.
I mean, gosh, man, that's what makes it hard, because now we're so much into the social media era, and what if both of their love language isn't communication?
I get that, but
that's why you gotta learn. You gotta learn the person's love language.
Right.
Okay, so one thing I can say is sometimes I like to go out. Sometimes I like to we could cook at the house, have drinks, and just sit here and watch a movie. And sometimes we just in the bed and we might be checking emails and whatever. But you're right here, like,
right?
That so it depending on the person's mood. So that's what communication and reading the room. Like, she doesn't go out today. She just want to be around me, or
right. Because I'm that way. Like sometimes, like I done went through everything throughout the day, and just to have your presence there means a lot. Don't have to necessarily talk and say 10,000 things, you know what I'm talking about, but that whole peace and quiet in that moment with you there. I'm out with you. Like, them heels was fire, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you was slamming in them heels. You look great.
Because next week you're gonna feel like you don't love her if you don't tell her them heels was fire.
I mean, no, see, I done bought them, so I know they was fire.
There goes the gifts and the words of affirmation.
Yo,
we gonna cover all. You look great.
Now let's get to the physical touch. The day is over. Let's go.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, that's what I was just gonna say. Hey, Felicia's onto something, fellas. That's a good rule of thumb. If you can't figure it out, just do all 5.
Do all of them. For real.
She responds.
Yeah.
She responds to.
At least try to do some of them.
If she's not gonna tell you, then you gotta hit the whole list and figure out which one she's like, ooh, and then that's the one.
If so and so likes you, he's gonna do whatever it takes to keep.
If I'm with my son, baby, showing me memes is a part of love too, because I can guarantee you I'm showing you some shit Benji probably posted. I'm showing you some shit Benji posted.
Because the internet is foolish. I gotta laugh with you.
Hey, hold on, let me say this. Patricia posted one. today. I had to hit her up. I was like, yo, I'm still in this. I told Ken, I sent it to Ken. I'm posting that tomorrow, fam. I got that. So, no, I
post some memes for sure.
I understand that.
Benji posted one, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still in that because that's funny as hell. You posted one, I was still in that.
Folks always stealing from me.
All right, so
You post the good stuff.
I mean, you know,
You stole it from somebody else. Don't
right? Don't act like you ain't sat down and create that.
Me and Ken, for the most part, we create our own content.
Oh, excuse me.
It's the random. It's these random thoughts in my head, which is why you know what I need to stop posting memes and start
I just take it and I change the emoji. That's it.
I put my own little
exactly. That was mine.
She likes stealing stuff and changing stuff. That's what the knobs.
I ain't gonna talk about these plagiarizing meme makers up here.
Hey, sometimes there are other love languages out there, and for somebody who maybe is a booster, maybe that's their love language, stealing. So you have to recognize that as well. If you're dating a girl and she's
out there stealing, come on, girl,
it's stealing. So maybe
I
that's
don't even know who they are, so I could buy it at the discounted price.
You know,
I don't care about nothing else.
Old girl.
I don't care about nothing else. I don't want to see what they got going on.
At least tell me you gonna steal it. I'm just saying. Damn.
I don't want no parts of that.
The last thing on the list is, like Felicia was saying earlier, you go through all those things, then you get to the end of the night. It's time for the physical touch. But, and I'm gonna address my fellas again, because we got this bad. We gonna rub your lower back, and then it's on from there. Sometimes the back rub, fellas.
Listen, man, you can't, King. Come on, bro. You can't be back there and she got cakes.
Hold on. But see, this is where we mess up as fellas. Because if she asks for the back rub, give her the back rub. She'll give you subtle hints that she wants it to go further than that.
You'll get it regardless.
But my thing is, fellas, we can't force it all the times. And because we force it all the time, see, we mess it up for ourselves. And certain women are okay with that, and they'll go and they'll roll with it. But other ones, that's a turnoff, right? Yeah. If they ask you to do certain things, they want you to do that, and that's it. They want you to show some restraint. So, fellas,
all you want is that.
Yeah, you're a grown man. You got to show some restraint. Give it that massage and let it go from there, because sometimes it's just that buildup. You know, you gave her the massage last time. This time you rubbed her feet. You know what I'm saying? Each time it's kind of a buildup. So when you actually get to that point, now it's time to, you know, seal the deal, as they say, or go to that next point. It's not always meant. Every time you touch the woman, it's not meant for a sexual act.
Agreed.
And you can be intimate without being intimate.
Agreed. That's what I mentioned earlier about the close proximity. Yeah. Like if you're just around somebody, just their energy around you, because you know they got you. Like no matter what. So I don't have to press you for anything. Like I know you got me. It's already proven you got me. You know I got you. Like that to me speaks more volumes than anything else. Like, I don't know where that fits on the whole love language list. But for me, it just generally boils down to, if I got you, you got me. It's just as simple as that. And that, to me, creates a whole different aura, because now I want you around. Because I know you solid. I know you cool. I know you straight. You need anything. And that's going to come naturally for me. Like, you all right? You straight?
Right.
Like, becomes natural. And when you got that to me, that speaks to me more than anything else. So physical touch becomes, you know, kind of you just being there for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Because
like sure is that like I said, I dabble in a couple of these. No one is, I mean, there might be somebody out there that's just one of the five. But like you said, it's always changing. People are always changing. You're going to always be learning. So don't just feel like you know it, you got it, and that's it. Like,
and that's all I'm going to do. That's it.
I might need some gifts. Down mind, I might change it. Like, so I'm gonna need you to. But no, you gotta make sure you're always communicating, always learning, always making sure you guys are, you know, on the same page. I'm really big on that. Like, I like to make sure we still on the same page. Let's just sit down and talk a little bit.
Yeah.
like a weekly conversation. Like, hey, let's sit down and map this out. Make sure we heal. Make sure we heal, my brother.
I mean, I think we need to do that a whole lot more.
Conversation over this wine and this salmon BLT. You know, you want mayo and what you call it. You know, however you want to do it. You know.
Next time, Benji feeding the whole because.
Well, but that's what's important. Like Benji saying, sometimes when you sit down to a meal, because people are so caught up in it with their phones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you sit down at the kitchen table and you're sitting there and you're enjoying your dinner, like put the phone down and actually have a conversation, right? Because even during that short amount of time, you can learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's missing in a lot of homes, period, is relationships and relationship with your kids too. Because like a lot of people think when we say love languages, that's just adults, but your kids have a love language too. Your friends have a love language too. So this transcends just relationships. This is relationships as a whole, not just relationships, love as far as that, but you love, your friends, you love your kids, you love your, people around you, your family members. So everybody has love language or multiple love languages. So where paying attention to the detail with everybody that you come in contact with is so important. And you know what I'm saying, you'll find out that if you pay attention to people and you learn people, like your communication will become easier. When you're around these people, life becomes easier in their presence because you know those love languages and you know what they want and what they don't want.
And that's I agree. That's very true.
I love you, Tiana.
Hey, yo, the comment section. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Folks are out here. They're tuning in. They're running the comment section up. Shout out to everybody out in the comment section for, representing on the first episode back. But I was going to say, dang, I think I forgot what I was going to say. Forget it. Go ahead, King.
Just put mayo on salmon burgers, okay? That's
I mean, oh, gosh.
First of all, Jody, what are you eating?
Who, me?
Jody. He's a good 30 minutes.
I got some peach rings. Man, man,
these things right here.
He's been tearing them up. Like, he's been tearing them up.
He killing them, yo. He killing them.
I put up in the comment section, right? And he got a good point. He said that gop is a love language of quality time and physical touch in one, right?
I mean, it is a physical touch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what paying attention to, because physical touch.
It's it's an act of service, so that's right there.
Jody, it is, but bring back.
You gotta go first, brother. You can't make the women seem. You got to make them, keep that complicated thing going. You know what I'm saying? Split them up into all three.
Right, you gotta split it up. He like, look, you didn't hit 3, just give me that.
Hey, but sometimes that's what he wants, and that's what you're willing to give.
Sometimes y'all women be mad how simple us guys are. Because
sometimes
you guys are simple. You guys
do be mad at that.
You guys are simple. Like, y'all gonna say what it is, and then that's just it.
And they just want to be respected. That's it.
Fix me a sandwich, the gok, and don't talk so much.
You break me off that gok. Some Popeyes chicken and an Amazon gift card, you hit all 5 in my book, and I'm good to go right there.
Popeye.
Listen, I'm the cook guy, so I touch all those different areas because, like, if you like to eat, that's easy. I like to eat. If you like to go out, I like to go out. Like, those things become easy. And again, like, liking people is huge. Like if we going out. And y'all don't like each other, man. Come on, man. Y'all gonna be arguing before you get to the restaurant.
I've been with a couple like that before, and they just.
I've seen people at the restaurants over the table, like going at it, and I'm like, dang, all right.
They said, "Watch out for Jody." That's what they said in the comments, Jody.
Uh-oh.
They said,
I'm just saying, Jody. Popeye, Amazon gift card, and what else?
That's all he needs.
Listen, that got Amazon gift card and some Popeyes, you hit all 5 for me. At that point,
I know.
It's got to be a 3-piece with the extra large mashed potatoes, bro.
Ladies, he's giving his love language out there. Make sure y'all comply. All right.
We're gonna have we're gonna rotate them in so they can all do dating online, speed dating with you, Jody.
Wow, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Live speed dating. That would. Oh, okay. We might have to put that one in the tuck. We might have to try that.
Like,
You know, that would be pretty interesting to air that.
But circling back to the kids though and their love languages, that's really something true. It's not just in a relationship with somebody that you're seeking, to have that type of relationship with. It's also with your friends. Like my friend said in the comments. I mean, they know all too well. It's been times you didn't hurt my accomplishment. I feel it. I'm not feeling the love. Like, and I didn't went left, and they be like, "What's wrong with her?" But my love language, I ain't feel the love. So
I don't know. With me, with my friend, she just sent me memes. All like we could not talk for like 2 months. We've been friends since we were 16. We could not talk for like 2 months. All she does is just be sending me memes. Like every day I get something. If she go a day without sending me a meme, I'm like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Because she always send me something. So yeah, friendships. Everybody got their different.
Okay.
Right.
You gotta read people, learn the people that are important in your lives.
You do learn more. We do actually express ourselves more with our body language than we do actually with our mouths. If you pay attention to a person, their body movements, how they feel, you can pick up their energy, whether they feel something or not, or they like something, or things of that nature. But that, as Ken said earlier, that comes from paying attention. That comes from studying people. So that, to me, that's huge. I pay attention more to body language. So like you could tell me anything out your mouth, but if your body language tells me, yo, like you like this or you like that, then I'm more likely to go on that aspect right there. So.
Okay, so check this out. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to bring up this. I found an article on marriage.com and they gave a long list of ways to help you love someone the right way, right? But I picked out 5 just for the sake of time. I'm just gonna run through these right quick. The number one thing was listen to them. Give them your undivided attention. We talked about that. Listen to understand, not to respond.
Right.
Number 2, don't judge. Be understanding and show genuine compassion. Number 3, be selfless. Show love without selfish motives. Number 4,
hold on. Say that one again. Say 3 again.
Oh, he had to bring it back.
Be selfless. Show love without selfish motives.
Show love without selfish motives. Lord. That's a whole Sunday morning service.
Number 4, forgive easily. That's the hardest one. Forgive easily. Holding
That's hard
on
for me.
and anger helps no one. Let me read that again. Holding on to grudges and anger helps no one.
Nobody.
It's toxic. So if you can't forgive that person, you need to move on. You need to keep it moving, because it's not going to improve. It's not going to get any better. And forgiveness is, to me, I think out of the list, is the hardest thing to do, because you know what I'm saying, we just not designed for that. You know what I'm saying? I think in our minds, that's just the hardest thing to do, because a lot of times our little feelings be hurt by things, and it's very hard to get over that. So
that's a fine balance though, because there's the people that are able to forgive very easily, but then they get walked over. So it's a balance. It's a very, very, very little tricky balance there with that. But you do need to be able to forgive, which can be very, very tough.
I'm not Jesus, and nor do I have Alzheimer's.
Okay. And so the last one on the list, number 5 that I picked, was love them for who they are. Stop trying to change people. I always say, unless that person is a baby or old person who wears the pins, you can't change them.
I would agree.
That's a fact. So
100%.
So before we get up out of here, y'all already know, if y'all are familiar with the 5 session, we go around and we give everybody a chance to say some closing or parting words to leave you all with something memorable. So we're going to go around, and also we're going to let them give a shout out to let you know where to find them on social media. So we'll start with Patricia. Let them know something before we get up out of here.
I mean, just basing it off of everything when it comes to love languages, just don't ever stop learning. Don't ever stop communicating, whether it's your family, your kids, your friends, the person you're in love with, whatever it is. And don't be rushing to keep up with stupid social media. Just take your own timeline. You'll get there. Whatever it is, you'll get there. If it's the right one, you'll get there. Just focus on what's important. As far as where you can find me, Instagram, on my name right there, the at Trisha Michelle _ YT for YouTube. I'm on YouTube for Trisha Michelle as well. On TikTok for Trisha Michelle. So Trisha Michelle yourself somewhere, you'll find me, okay? So,
That's a fact. All right. Miss Banks, Felicia Banks, talk to the people before we get up out of here.
I mean, I just think like just learn the person, take the time, unplug, stop trying to prove yourself for this social media, posting your every move, you know, trying to prove something, but behind closed doors, you're miserable. You know, move on, be happy, find somebody that's genuinely gonna make you happy, and forget all that social media stuff. Like Trisha said, it's a relationship killer. It really is. So I don't know. You can't find me really nowhere because I'm not really on nothing. But I'm on Facebook.
This gonna be your new emoji. She ain't nowhere.
I'll be on Facebook, but you can find my name, Felicia Banks. But yeah, I don't really do all that. I post memes and, you know, steal people's memes and change the emojis and stuff. But
still people stealing my memes, huh?
Well, y'all know
and
how
I
we
talk
get down.
I talk sports. That's my thing.
It's good on.
Hold on. Y'all know how we get down. We change lives on the show. So you know we have Felicia Banks on once. We're gonna try to work that out where she's more active on social media so we can get her back on here again too. I'm gonna try to make her a part of the show.
I mean, I got a Instagram, but for real, I don't even know the name. Like I would have to go look it up.
Yeah, we can change all that, man. Can change that.
Yeah.
So, appreciate you coming on. My guy
Thank
Jody.
you for having me.
No problem. Jody, talk to the people.
Listen, it's your boy Jody Hendricks on Instagram. But if you really want to catch me, right there on my name, that is my podcast group. You can catch me on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. You can catch me on Saturdays at 9 a.m. And Miss Patricia, Miss Banks, if you ever want to come on Unhinged Podcast and talk shit with us for a night, you ladies are more than welcome to come through. I would love to have you. I've had Benji and Ken, and they didn't get us canceled, so I'm pretty sure you guys would do fine.
Right.
And
okay.
My last thing is falling in love is easy. It's maintaining a relationship part that's going to be the work. So make sure that when you fall in love with somebody that you're going to maintain a relationship. And leave you with a little bit of wisdom. Denzel Washington once said, falling in love, being with somebody is the easy part, right? But understand that the person that you having sex with is the person that's going to raise your kids. Is that a person you want to be raising your kids with?
Right.
So keep that.
That's a real question.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's a fact. Oh,
I like
no more cheering for me. So
I mean, like what he said, love is the easy part, maintaining it and the work that is behind it. That's a good one right there.
Right, so if you don't give Patricia comments, then it's pretty much a wrap, my boy. I don't give a damn what you're doing. She said, I need the comments, my boy.
Fact.
It needs to come from that person. I don't care about none of these social media comments, this, that, what's in the DM or inbox. I don't even read none of that stuff at the time. I need it from you. That
right.
And that is it.
Laser focus. So that's just how it goes.
Benji? The man.
Thanks. Appreciate y'all for the show, man. Like and being back. Shout out to everybody that's supporting. We did a lot of legwork, groundwork, pulling people in and getting people in. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the artists, book people, all that type of stuff, from Purvis to Kennedy DeVoe, to everybody who is like, supporting and checking in on the show. Just kind of having a conversation, and talking about all of the love language and all of that stuff. Like, it's weird that none of them are actually my love languages. Like, I don't know if that's like the norm, but like, I'm just more of a you got me, I got you type of person. And when that's reciprocated back, I flow naturally. Love has never been like a hard thing for me. I think I'm like this natural giver. So when I meet people, when I come in contact with people, I'm always cordial. I'm always, and I think that's what's one of the dopest things about everybody that's on this platform right now. Like each of you were like just naturally dope in your own perspective. So all of us clicked naturally. Ken, Patricia, Felicia, Jody, like it just naturally clicked. And when I see that, then I respond with who I am, which is just being a natural giver and a naturally supportive type of person. So I just find it dope that we go through all of these cycles and yet trying to find ourselves and all of these types of things. And then, you know what I'm saying? You just meet somebody dope. And then all of that stuff kind of does go out the window a little bit, at least for me, because you just want to represent and be dope with that person. You know what I mean? So I respect that. Respect all of y'all. And y'all know where to find me. IG, BRB4701. Wine, food, shirts, well, you name it. Can get you a loan and mortgage, whatever you need. I got you. Pretty soon you're gonna be able to pull up on this, this resort. So that's what we're working on. So, but shout out to everybody that's just supporting you, boy. Appreciate y'all.
Benji, aka the hustle man, he got it all. He got taken care of it. That's what's up, my guy.
Yes,
well, y'all already know y'all can find me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can find the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just go to whatever social media platform it is. You type in FYIAH session and it'll pop right up. If you're on YouTube, go to YouTube, click that like and subscribe, hit that little bell ding for the notification. So when we go live and we have new content pop up, that you can be supportive on that as well, because we're trying to build it up and we're trying to get this good content out. Tonight's show has been amazing content, amazing feedback from the audience. So this is why these platforms are important for people, because we have real conversations, right? We pull in real people who experience life and are willing to put their lives on display and willing to put their information out there in order to help you. So that's what's important about this podcast. So we want to keep it going in this live show, because this is live. Like right now, we're sitting in our studios, in our homes, wherever we're at, we're live right now. So we want the opportunity for you to every week to have an opportunity to get in the comments and talk to us as we're on this show. So we're not going to change the format. What you see is what it is, and it's been that for going on the 5th season now. So we back officially for this season. We appreciate the support. We're looking forward to your support each and every week at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Every week we're live on every Tuesday. So bring your comments, bring your ideas. We do accept, if somebody has an idea for a topic on the show, inbox us, shoot us an inbox, any type of ideas. We're willing to do.
Remember I told you I sent your girl Cougar Chronicles.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's a real thing. We're actually going to do that episode. We're going to have Cougar Chronicles. So we're going to have some ladies on that, have considered themselves cougars, and they're going to tell you about their adventures, and it's going to be very interesting.
Jody's going to be in the comments. Look at Jody.
I guess.
I'm trying to get on the damn show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on the
Jody's
show.
whole face was like, when?
Hey, Popeyes, Amazon gift cards,
unlimited amounts.
Did you say mashed potatoes?
Hey, the way these cougars, the way them cougars sit up, they might be like, baby, I can cook chicken better than Popeyes.
That's what I was just going to say.
Challenge accepted at that point.
Yeah. Cougars don't buy Popeyes. They cook their own chicken at home, bro.
She can give you the password to the Amazon account. Okay.
You got Netflix and all of it, bro.
Facts. So next week's episode, we're gonna have an interview with Kendrick Dial. There's a artist out of San Diego. He got a very dope group. So we're gonna have him on and we're gonna interview him. We're gonna talk about his music. So if you're not familiar with the show, sometimes we have these roundtable sessions like we had tonight. Sometimes we have interviews. So tune in each time, because I'm telling you, even the interviews are beneficial because of the questions that we have and the topics that we discuss. So whatever we're doing on the show, if you tune in, you support, you're gonna get the medicine that we put inside the candy. It's sweet, but you're gonna learn something. You're gonna take something with you every week. So we're going to let y'all get back to y'all lives. We appreciate y'all support each and every week. Y'all tune in next week. Get some more of this fire. Already. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the Fire Session. Follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fire Session.